Hey guys, welcome back to OK Jank. Another Cardfight Vanguard Standard format deck profile for you. Yeah, that's right, I'm playing the Weeb clan. Bermuda Triangle. So at the start, I'm running the cannon. When rolled upon, draw a card. It's a force clan, so you need your force markers. Force 2 if you've got them, because you're gaining some power, you're applying a lot of pressure, and the extra crit will win you the games. So, into the profile now. Triggers, we're running 4 heal, 4 draw PG, and then 8 crit. I think that's the standard. You're drawing enough, you're gaining enough advantage that's the standard way to run it. Then into the grade 3s, so I'm running 4 cannon. I love the skill of this card. I know a lot of people will play it a bit more of a traditional 12 melody, just carol and sonata build with the boosters and the interceptors, but this for me is my favourite card. So when placed, you may soul charge 1. This unit is shared by all cards with melody, and then Vanguard Act, soul blast 3, and until in return, your opponent would call cards from his or her hand. You must call 2 or more at the same time. So with the crit off the force marker 2, always going to put it on Vanguard first, just so that there's so much extra pressure for them to guard, which leaves them open for some rearguard attacks, hopefully. So 4 cannon. Then I'm running 3 carol. This unit gets boosts, and during the battle it boosts, it gets 5k, shared by all units with melody. When placed, soul blast 2, search deck for up to 1 colourful pastoral carol, reveal it, put it to hand, shuffle your deck. So if you ride it, you're always going to get a copy of it to then boost. So you're swinging for some big numbers with this. It's more traditional, more of the standard build that people normally playing. Run 4 of this because it's so good. I'm just running 3. Then I'm also only running 3 sonata. During turn, this unit gets 5,000 power, shared by all units with melody. And then Vanguard Act, Cat Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, reveal cards from top of your deck until you reveal a card with melody, and call that unit to rearguard and shuffle your deck. So a little bit of deck thinning just for your melody units. If you hit a carol, then you call in a booster. If you hit a cannon, then you're soul charging, ready for when you ride into a cannon. It's always going to be a nice little play. So that's the grade 3s. Just the 10. And then running the grade 2s. 4 Desolate. It can be called as grade 1. So it makes up for a little bit of the space the extra grade 3s take. And then when placed, once per turn, for any number, so you can only use this skill once per turn, no matter how many of these you call down. You look at the top card of your deck, you can call it to rearguard, you can put it in soul. So it's a soul charge or an extra unit on the field. So if you hit a carol or a sonata, then you call it down. Or if you call another grade 2, that's going to give you a bit of aggro. Otherwise, I tend to just soul charge everything else. Then we've got 4 Blue Silver Diva Broom. During your opponent's turn, it gets 5,000 power, so it's 15k that they have to hit if they want to get rid of it. And when its attack hits, you can counter blast 1 and draw a card. You're not really using much counter blasts in this scale of things, but you're drawing a card from it, so your opponent wants to kind of guard that. There's a little bit of pressure there. That's a 4. I'm going 2 Masterly Cover mini. When placed, blast 1, draw 2, return a card from your hand to your deck and shuffle it. If you don't have a rearguard with the same name as your Vanguard on rearguard, return 3 cards to your deck instead of 1. I will usually only use this if I have one, or if I've got a handful of triggers, then I'll just call it and return 3 triggers to the deck, depending how the game's been going, which is why I'm only running it as a 2 of. Then another 2 of is Bolstered Elegance Lishar. If your soul has 2 or less cards, it gets 2,000 power, so it's 12k continuous. And if your soul has no cards, it gets 5,000 instead. So both your turn and your opponent's turn, it's going to be a 12 or a 15 depending. Which, when you're using cannon and you're soul blasting 3, you're going to empty that soul fairly quickly. So it's just going to be a 15 most of the time. And into the grade 1s, the standard special message Aurora. When placed, draw a card, discard a card from your hand. You can only use this once by any card. Again, there's a nice little restriction to it, because it's thinning your deck, filling your drop, which is not an issue considering you can get them back into deck. So that's 4 special message Aurora. Then 4 Rainy Tear Steza. At the end of the battle, it boosted a Vanguard, retire it, draw a card, then counter blast 1 and put a grade 3 from your drop on the bottom of your deck and draw a card. You're not going to use that all the time, because you won't always have a grade 3 in your drop. So you're not always using your counter blast, which leaves them open for the other cards, but it's a draw. Then we've got 2 Shruggy Lordling Revere. When it attacks or boosts, if your opponent called a total of 2 or more Guardians during this turn, this unit gets 10,000 power until end of turn. It's an 18k booster or an 18k attacker. If you put the Force Mark 2 on your Vanguard and swing with that first and you've used cannon skill, so they've got a guard for that, which means that it'll be a perfect guard or more than 2 cards. So there'll be 18k here. It's nice. And then the final card, just as a bit of a tech, is when it boosts. When the attack it boosted hits a Vanguard, retire it, look at the top card of your deck, put it on top or bottom of your deck and draw a card. So a little bit of deck filtration again, just to get the cards you need, because I always want to have cannon, and if I don't see it, I've got to dig for it, and this is the way to do it. So that is the deck profile for Bermuda Triangles in the standard format. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Any feedback, leave a comment below. I'll catch you next time.